You know that feeling, right? That instant heart drop when you realize your phone is gone. It's almost universal now.
Yeah, total panic mode.
And usually there's that app, Find My iPhone, like a digital lifeline back to it. It's supposed to help.
It's supposed to, yeah.
But what happens when that digital map, that helpful little dot, leads you somewhere dark, somewhere dangerous?
That's what we're talking about today.
We're going to tell you 3 true stories today. Stories where trying to get a lost iPhone back turned into something really unsettling. These aren't just about lost tech. They're about how things can go wrong when that tech meets, well, bad intentions.
It's kind of fascinating the way this tech gives you this feeling of control,
Yeah.
you know? But then it guides people right into situations where they're suddenly really vulnerable.
Okay, so let's start with this one story. It begins after a night out. Our narrators had a bit to drink. They end up getting a ride home in this unexpected car. An old Honda Accord, super messy inside.
Messy hat.
Like books everywhere, junk piled up, and the driver just gave off this really unfriendly vibe. Our narrator, maybe a bit out of it, just focuses on getting home.
Okay.
Then the next morning, boom, phone's gone. That awful failing.
Right.
So they use Find My iPhone, and it pings in a pretty rough part of town.
Right, so the first thought is get the phone, but then you see the location and uh-oh.
Exactly. So the narrator decides, wisely, to take their brother along for backup. Which already tells you something, right? That little voice saying, this might not be simple.
Yeah, that gut feeling kicking in. It wasn't just a lost phone situation anymore.
So they get to this house. It's small, looks kind of old and worn down. 2 windows downstairs, 1 upstairs. The doorbell broken. So they knock,
Right.
and they hear movement inside, creaky floorboards. Then nothing. Just silence. And that's when it starts feeling really weird.
Creepy.
Yeah, they get the distinct feeling someone's looking at them through the peephole, waiting. Finally, the door cracks open just a bit. Gruff voice, who is it? And yeah, it's the driver from the night before.
Oh.
He tries to play dumb at first, like, don't know what you're talking about. But then they see his Honda, sitting right there in the driveway. So, okay, the act is up.
And notice how his story changes. First, ignorance. Then he sort of admits it, but reluctantly.
Yeah.
It feels like he was caught,
Totally. And then, instead of just handing the phone over, maybe at the door like a normal person would, he tells them to come inside.
That's a big red flag right there. Why inside?
Exactly. The inside, it sounds like something out of a movie set. Old floral wallpaper peeling, stairs that just groan when you look at them. He tells them, wait here, in a hallway, while he goes upstairs to, quote, look for the phone.
Look for it.
Right. 10 minutes go by. Feels like forever, I bet. They call up the stairs. Hello? Nothing. No answer. The brother's getting agitated, tells the narrator, you go up.
I don't like that.
Right. So the narrator starts going up. Halfway up, it's pitch black, which makes the whole looking for a phone excuse seem even more ridiculous. Calls out again. Still silence. Then at the very top, the bathroom door is just slightly ajar.
No.
And the driver is there, hiding behind the door, holding something. Our narrator doesn't stick around to figure out what.
Smart move. Absolutely not. That image, the guy hiding in the dark, that shifts everything from weird to potentially really dangerous.
Yeah.
Instinct just screams, get out.
They bolt. Downstairs, out the door, jump in the car, and immediately call 911. Police show up pretty quickly, and then the driver, he just comes out and hands over the phone, like it was nothing.
Wow.
After all that, but here's the part that really stuck with the narrator. As they're driving away, the police are there and everything, the driver just stands there and stares at them. This really intense, hateful stare. Even with the phone back, that look, that feeling of being targeted, it lingered.
And that makes sense. Even if nothing physically happened beyond getting the phone back.
Yeah.
That psychological impact, the fear, the what if that stays with you, it's deeply unsettling.
Okay, moving to our second story. The setting changes now. We're not in a creepy house, but maybe just as unnerving. The edge of some woods, late at night.
Woods at night are generally not a great place to be looking for things.
Tell me about it. So, another lost iPhone after a night out. The app pings it in this wooded area right on the border of the village. And despite how late it is, despite how suspicious that location sounds, our narrator decides to go. Alone.
Oh, alone is risky, especially given the location and time. The urge to get the phone back must have been really strong, but wow. Entering woods alone at night based just on a ping.
Yeah, and the flashlight they have, apparently it's terrible, barely cuts through the dark. So they get to the spot the phone indicates, and then it gets really bad. They don't find a phone just lying there. They hear whispering.
Oh, a spring. Oh, no.
And then they see it, just the faint glow from a phone screen. but it's lighting up. Multiple figures, hiding behind trees.
Okay, that is terrifying. Not a lost phone. It sounds like an ambush or something very wrong. The expectation just shatters, replaced by immediate danger.
Instantly, our narrator doesn't even think. Clicks off the flashlight, turns, and just runs as fast as they can back towards safety. By the time they get out of there, they check the app again. The phone's signal is gone, vanished.
So they never got it back.
Never got it back. But the narrator was absolutely certain running was the only choice. No phone, no thing is worth risking your life over.
Absolutely the right call. Possessions are replaceable. Your safety isn't. Whatever those figures were up to, getting away was paramount.
Our last story for today involves an older phone, an iPhone 5C. Again, lost after a night of, well, drinking seems to be a theme here.
It often lowers inhibitions about safety, unfortunately.
It's true. So they use a friend's phone this time, track the old 5C to an abandoned warehouse about a mile away.
Abandoned warehouse. Another classic horror movie setting.
Right. And again, ignoring all the flashing warning signs, derelict building, middle of the night, they decide, let's go in. Just using a phone flashlight to see.
That desire to retrieve property, even older tech, combined with the app saying, it's right here, can really override common sense sometimes. Abandoned buildings are dangerous places, period.
So they go inside, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Cold, trash everywhere, rubble, sounds echoing in the huge space. Then they hear yelling, coming from upstairs.
Yelling, like an argument.
It wasn't clear, just yelling, but they figure, okay, maybe whoever's up there found the phone. So cautiously, they head up these creaky stairs. They get to a hallway upstairs, and it's just eerily silent. Until suddenly, bang! A loud noise from down the hall. Sounds like maybe a locker room area.
Okay, this is getting progressively worse.
Yeah.
Silence, then a sudden bang. Very unsettling.
They call out, hello, anyone there? Trying to make their presence known. And this deep voice calls back from near where the bang came from. Says something like, yeah, over here, I've got what you're looking for.
Oh, that's way too convenient. An unseen person in that environment claiming to have the phone right after making a loud noise. Huge red flags.
The narrator starts to maybe walk towards the voice, but the friend grabs them, stops them cold. The friend saw something. Someone hiding, just peeking out from a room nearby.
Good friend. Very observant.
And just then, they hear it. The narrator's ringtone. Their lost phone is ringing, and the sound is coming from inside one of the lockers in that area the voice came from.
It's a trap. It sounds exactly like a trap. Lure them over with a voice. The phone ringing is the bait.
That's what the friend thought. As the narrator is trying to figure out which locker, the friend is like, no, we need to leave. Now. This feels wrong. There's that split second, The narrator wants the phone, it's right there. But the friend is adamant. Something is seriously off.
That conflict is real. But the friend's instinct, seeing that hidden person, hearing the phone suddenly ring there, that likely saved them from walking into something bad.
They listened to the friend. They turned around and got out of that warehouse as fast as they could. The phone stayed behind.
Another case where the phone wasn't worth the risk. The friend's awareness was critical there, recognizing the setup.
So these three stories, very different places, different details, but that same unsettling pattern, right? This technology we rely on, Find My iPhone, it works. It shows you the location, but it has no idea about the context. It can, without meaning to, lead you straight into danger.
Exactly. It provides the where, but not the what or the who. And that desire to get our stuff back, especially something as personal as a phone, can make us ignore warning signs we'd normally pay attention to. The app gives this illusion of a simple task. Go here, get phone. But reality can be much, much more complicated and dangerous.
So it really makes you think, doesn't it? If you were listening, put yourself in their shoes. Your phone pings somewhere sketchy, somewhere isolated, or just weird. How far do you go? Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, at what point does the risk just become too high? These stories are really stark examples of why sometimes the best thing to do is just let the phone go. Trust your gut.
Your safety has to come first, always. It's about looking at the whole picture, not just the dot on the map. Is the location weird? Is it late? Does anything feel off? Answering those questions honestly is crucial.
Well said. Context is everything.
We hope sharing these accounts gave you something to consider, maybe made you think twice about how you'd handle a similar situation.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
If you found these stories unsettling, or maybe just interesting, do us a favor. Give this a like, maybe share it with someone else you think should hear it. And definitely please subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We share these kinds of true, unsettling narratives regularly.
Thanks for listening.
We'll be back soon with more for you. Bye for now.